Deep in the heart of a dense, ancient forest stood an old, decrepit house known as the Whispering Pines. The house had been abandoned for decades, its wooden frame rotting and its windows broken, giving it an eerie, skeletal appearance. Local legend claimed that the house was haunted, and few dared to venture near it. One crisp autumn evening, a group of college friends decided to test their courage by spending a night in the Whispering Pines. They were thrill-seekers, eager to debunk the myths surrounding the haunted house. Armed with flashlights, sleeping bags, and a sense of adventure, they set off into the forest, laughing and joking to mask their underlying fear. As they approached the house, the air grew colder, and an unsettling silence fell over the forest. The once vibrant sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves had vanished, replaced by an oppressive stillness. The friends exchanged uneasy glances but pressed on, determined to prove their bravery. The front door creaked open with a spine-chilling groan, and they stepped inside. The interior was even more dilapidated than the outside, with cobwebs hanging from the ceiling and dust coating every surface. An old chandelier, barely hanging onto the rafters, swayed gently, casting ghostly shadows on the walls. They set up their sleeping bags in what appeared to be the living room and settled in for the night. As darkness enveloped the house, the wind outside began to howl, rattling the broken windows. The friends tried to ignore the eerie atmosphere, telling stories and joking to keep their spirits up. As midnight approached, strange things began to happen. A cold draft swept through the room, extinguishing their candles and leaving them in darkness. Their flashlights flickered erratically before going out entirely. The friends huddled together, their fear mounting. Then, they heard a soft, whispering voice, barely audible, but unmistakable. It seemed to come from the very walls of the house, speaking in an ancient, unknown language. The whispers grew louder and more urgent, filling the room with an otherworldly presence. Panic set in as the friends realized they were not alone. One of them, Sarah, felt a cold hand brush against her shoulder. She screamed and bolted for the door, but it slammed shut before she could reach it. The others tried to follow, but an invisible force held them back, pinning them against the walls. The whispers became a cacophony of voices, each one more malevolent than the last. Desperate, they searched for any way to escape. In the corner of the room, they noticed a trapdoor partially hidden under a dusty rug. With no other options, they pried it open and descended into the darkness below. The air grew colder and more oppressive as they made their way down the creaky wooden stairs. At the bottom, they found themselves in a small, candlelit chamber. In the center of the room stood a stone altar, covered in strange, ancient symbols. The whispers were louder here, almost deafening. The friends realized they had stumbled upon the source of the haunting, the remnants of a long-forgotten ritual. Suddenly, the candles went out, plunging the chamber into darkness. The friends felt the presence of something sinister surrounding them. A cold, malevolent laugh echoed through the room, and they knew they were trapped. The air grew thick with the smell of decay, and the walls seemed to close in around them. With no escape in sight, the friends huddled together, their terror palpable. The whispers grew louder and more insistent, filling their minds with dark, incomprehensible thoughts. They knew they were lost, doomed to become part of the legend of the Whispering Pines. As dawn broke, the forest returned to its eerie silence. The house stood as it always had, a decaying monument to the horrors within. The friends were never seen again, their fate sealed by the ancient evil that dwelled in the Whispering Pines. The legend of the haunted house grew stronger, and the forest claimed yet another group of unwary souls.